Hello, and welcome back to Gateway to Homeworld. I'm your host, Ragnats. I am on a Hichi ship. I don't remember what I'm doing anymore. Let's see. We got the belty thingy. Right, belt somewhere. Prototype. Yeah, we got the prototype. And I don't know where we are. Did we leave or not? Let's find out. Down. Nope, we did not. Okay. Now I remember what we're doing. What's a stud? Look at stud. Inner dimple on the face of the prototype. I thought it was going to say something about me. Oh yeah. Okay, so we got the prototype, and we were told by exegesis that we need to try and find what's-his-face's personality in the administration planet. Okay, transport, blah blah. No one cares because we've read this already. Dune. Okay. And oops. One technician sees you heading for the door and stops you. He says, "I'm sorry. We've discovered something wrong with the probe targeting controls. They seem to have gone haywire. Probes are getting targeted and launched to the strangest places. Until we've worked out the bugs, no one is allowed into the command center." Well, you know, the bug is that you let me into the command center. Oh yeah. Receptionist. Okay, so I mean, the only place it could be is southeast over here. Now, if you remember, last time we walked in here, I got cut by something. So let's wear a visor. You slip on the visor around your head, the filters remove all color, make everything appear disturbingly fuzzy. Suddenly you can make out beams of light forming a web that blocks further progress into the corridor. Well, now we know what cut by hand. But, you know, since it's all non-visible light, and deadly non-visible light, the prototype should be able to work. Turn on prototype. You press the stud. I touch myself. The prototype starts to hum and vibrate. And now I should be able to go through. You step into the web of light beams, half expecting them to cut you to ribbons. Instead, the beams warp around you, sometimes passing on both sides, but never actually touching your flesh. You move slowly, carefully, but nothing stops you from crossing the hallway into the chamber beyond. Your score's gone up by 15. Vault entrance. This is a stark room that smells musty, as if it's been a long time since people used it. Official-looking signs are placed everywhere. A transparent case is affixed to the north wall. Inside it, you see a information console labeled Index. Another transparent shield is set in the east wall. Behind it, a frayed, tightly coiled cable is periodically shooting off sparks. An open doorway in the east wall leads to another chamber, while the hallway lies back to the west. Alright, well, let's turn off prototype, since there doesn't seem to be any crazy things here, and there's no reason for us to waste energy. Oh. Nothing further happens. Okay, I guess we'll have to waste energy. Take off visor. Alright. Now we got some actual color. I don't have to remember how to do all this stuff. Look at sign. Sign warns against removing items from the data vault, punishable under law. A frayed cable sparks and flares behind the transparent shield. The intrusion leaves small black pockmarks on the face of the shield. Okay. look at index. See an information console locked behind a transparent case. You make out that the console is labeled index, but the case keeps you from reaching it. Look at cables. Frayed cable is wrapped tightly around a coil set in the space of the wall. A clear shield covers it. Sparks of electricity leap from the bare patches into the air and onto a nearby shield. I think we're just... Okay, let's switch to the east. Rows and rows of Hichi data fans sit on countless shelves. The shelves stretch off in the distance, much further than you can see. Holy crap, that's a lot of data fans. You get a chill looking at the infinite number of fans, knowing that each was a Hichi, sentenced to eternal nothingness. The door you entered leads west back to the anteroom. Beside the door, you see a keypad and a chute. Look at keypad. Or actually, let's look at the chute first. Look at chute. You see a chute on the wall. Next to it is a sign that reads, "Return data fans here." Okay, look at keypad. Standard keypad. Okay, that's good to know. Nothing happens. It seems the code you've entered does not correspond to a stored data fan. That's because I didn't enter a code. Oh, holy crap, look at that shield. Look at shield. Transparent shield blocks access to a coil-frayed cable. Sparks on the cable strike the shield, occasionally blackening it. In fact, the entire front is scarred and warped from what must have been an especially powerful elemental burst. And I'm about to sneeze. Hold on a second. No, went away. Okay. Well, let's wait for this thing to... Hello. Time passes. A panel opens in the wall, and a work thing trundles out. It examines the damaged shield closely, then it removes the shield and carries it off through the panel in the wall, which immediately closes again. Well, if these cables can destroy the shields, let's take cable. Carefully. You grab an insulated section of the cable and unroll it. You're left holding a sparking frayed end of the coil. Put cable on... do I have another, something that's called a shield? I can't click. Okay, on index. You touch the frayed cable to the transparent case. There's a blinding flash and the cable bucks and jumps in your hand. When you recover your vision, you discover that you've made an ugly black scorch mark across the case. Your score's gone up by 10. What's my score? 1,235 out of 1,600. 808 turns. Not too bad. I guess let's wait for the thingy. Wait, just wait. You hear a soft buzz from the prototype, indicating the power's about to run out. Oh no. Okay, wait. Prototype becomes inert. You hear a whirring as the battery starts to recharge. Okay, wait. Panel opens and a work thing appears. It examines the scorched case and removes it from the wall. Work thing turns around and carries the new burden back inside the panel. Release cable. The coils aren't tied up. Let go of cable. Let go of cable. Drop the frayed cable winds itself around the coil. Okay. Look at index. Name of the stored personnel you wish to locate. Oh dear God, what was his name? Kun something. It's been a busy week. Oh, what was his name? Confliction? Confluction? Confound it all. You know what? Screw it. I already know that his name doesn't matter. It's not going to be listed in here. I mean, really, if it was that easy, it wouldn't be a puzzle. So, the question is, what would the douchebag Fogram have put the guy's name under? Well, if you remember the conversations that you had with Raphide Rapide said that he would not call Contraceptive by his real name. He only started calling him by one name towards the end, and that was Traitor. And the index whirs for a moment, screens light up with the number 44433, and your score goes up by 25. Yeah, so that was the important thing in that conversation. Traitor. Okay, look at keypad. Now let's do this for reals. Can you guys type the number? Oh, I can. 433. Orc thing appears beside you. It immediately rolls deep inside the vault. Soon you lose sight of it. Okay, well. Orc thing rolls back from the depths of the vault. In its claw, it holds a data fan. After it slows to a stop in front of you, it drops the data fan in your hand and disappears into a hidden paddle. Your scores go up by 10. Look at data fan. Data fan is a small cylinder with one... Aha! Solifluction. That's what his name was. Wow, I was completely off. It wasn't Con at all. Right. So the transfer jack on one side. So I think we can connect or put, I don't know, put data fan on data store. You click the data fan into the universal port. Look at data store. Data store is still Ross, lights two switches labeled upload and download. Press upload switch. Oh, okay. Press download switch. Box hums as it downloads the information from data fan to data store. Blue light on the side of the data store begins to blink. Your score has gone up by 15. You hear a small ping as the prototype's battery completes its recharge cycle. Cool. Put data fan in chute. Remove the data fan from the universal port first. You toss the data fan into the return chute. The data fan disappears from sight. Wow. Perfect. Let's turn on prototype again. And west. And northwest. And west. And up. And look at panel. That was pretty freaking awesome. Let's go meet Solifluction. Or, you know, Contraceptive. Whatever. I can't believe. Whatever. And down to Goblin Cannon. Okay, south. Let's meet this guy. West, north. Oh, look at communication device. Yep. Phone display screen. You missed your lecture. To deliver any further talks, please go to the place of learning and oh, because I went to what's it called? The room with S15. See, I can remember everyone else's name. I couldn't remember Solifluction. Put data jack store on communicator. Oh, for Christ's sake. Did I spell it wrong? Yes, I did. Put a store on communicator. Put data store on jack. Push upload switch. Nothing's happening. Fine. Take data store. Let's go. Let's go talk to he was the con guy. Oh, what's inventory? Ha ha ha. Look at panel. Temple site. Yeah, he was like Convergence, that's what it was. I got them confuzzled. And down. He speaks. Have you recovered Solifluction's personality? No, I got some guy named Traitor. You know him? Maybe. What do you think Frogman would pay for this guy? He'll be on the original packaging. Yes, but it wasn't easy. He'd better know these theories you've been talking about. I'm sure we both hope so. Give me the storage unit. I'll transfer Solifluction's personality into our system. You hand the data store over to Convergence. He takes it from you and walks over to the machine on the wall that we've been looking at all this time, and it's been doing nothing. The data store clicks into place, and he steps back. Suddenly, the screen overhead comes to life. An unfamiliar Hichi face looks down at both of you. Where am I? Have I been lifted? What has happened to my father? I must stop Fogrum from... As Solifluction's roving eyes focus on you, he stops, his jaw hanging open. What are you? You are not Hichi! Have we made contact with another sentient race? How long have I been away? Convergence slowly explains to Solifluction all that has happened, including... I cannot read today. Including Fogrum's crimes. I can't read, I can't write. I've become illiterate! Your role in activating the shield generators and Earth's current peril. Solifluction absorbs it all surprisingly well for someone who's been dead for hundreds of thousands of years. I hope that I take things surprisingly well when I'm dead for hundreds of thousands of years. Once he understands the situation, he seems famished for information. He bombards Convergence with questions about the modern Hichi, the core, and the religious sect. He also grills you about Earth, the assassins, and the terrorists. You answer question after question, but finally interject, I don't mean to interrupt, but there's something important that I must ask you about. In order to intercept the Phoenix sect, I must overtake the artifact before it reaches Assassin's Kugelblitz. They've already been traveling for days, so I don't have much time. I need your theories on the transwarp drive. Of course, Solifluction replies. I'm sure that technology has advanced to the point where theories can now be tested. I'll be delighted to see them actualized. Over the course of the next few hours, Solifluction and Convergence, attended by key engineers of the White Hand, hammer out the design of the transwarp drive. You pass the time by examining the curved light prototype that you carry. Designs are finished by the group of haggard but very happy Hichi. They immediately rush off to manufacture the drive and install it on your ship, leaving you alone with Solifluction. His eyes fall on the prototype that you've been handling. He asks about it, you describe how you obtained it and what it does. He states that some relatively small modifications would enable the prototype to affect the visual spectrum of light, thereby making the user virtually invisible, other than a slight shimmering in the air around him. When Convergence reappears to ask a question about the transwarp drive, you give him the prototype, and Solifluction describes the necessary changes. The councilman disappears once again. Convergence returns and gives you the modified prototype. Then, he declares the transwarp drive has been installed on your ship. Understanding your desire for speed, he escorts you directly to the transport. He quickly explains that he's programmed the ship's computer and for the complicated maneuver of a Tau space intercept with the artifact. The process of leaving the core, overtaking the artifact, and docking with it in Tau space will all happen automatically. The evidence you provided will destroy Fogum's influence on the Council. The evidence you provided will destroy Fogum's influence on the Council, Convergence says. It may even result in having him stilled. With him in disfavor, I predict that we Hichi will shake off our stagnation, and someday soon we will re-enter the galaxy and form an alliance with you humans to destroy the assassins. He pauses and continues. Of course, if you fail to stop the terrorists, neither race will survive long enough to meet each other. He starts to close the hatch and says, Farewell, human. I believe in my heart that we will meet again. Then he is gone and you are alone in your ship. You engage the computer, and the ship blasts off from the ancestral homeworld. The transport soon streaks out the cluster of inhabited planets and into the barrier of the black hole. Your newly repaired mechanism kicks in and the ship slips through unscathed. Oh, I see a moving thingy. It's a moving thingy! Oh, it's getting bigger! Zoom! As soon as you reach the far side, the transport rockets into Tau space. Stars flash by faster and faster until they are little more than streaks of light against the midnight background. Then the transwarp drive kicks in and everything outside the ship becomes a colored blur. You are traveling faster than any living creature has ever gone. You settle in for a long ride. Even with the transwarp drive, the terrorists have almost a week's head start on you. Look at these hardcore graphics. Oh, this ship looks familiar, and I'm pretty sure it's not a moon. Because, you know, it doesn't even look like a moon. Only a few days pass before the deceleration begins. The blurred stars resolve once again into the familiar streaks of Tau space. Ahead, you see the enormous bulk of the artifact. Your ship catches up and matches speed. It floats gently up to the aft section of the artifact and docks with such precision that you don't feel the slightest bump. As the locks click into place, the computer switches down. The only lights come from the navigation panel. The course code for Earth glows on the display, and Go button flashes temptingly. And your score's gone up by 50. You know what? Let's find out. Save. Experiment. Now that I'm in a faster than light ship, push Go button. Okay. Look at panel. Earth. Let's see what happens. You engage the computer, and transport falls away from the artifact. Maneuvering jets turn your ship, make the Tau space jump. Soon the stars blur and the artifact disappears from view. I should have gone here before the assassins at this point. You emerge in Earth orbit. The ship automatically enters the atmosphere and touches down in a remote part of Africa. You spend the greater part of a month reaching a city and trying to convince anyone who will listen that the assassins are on their way. They finally believe you when the foe arrive and blast the surface of the planet off. Let's undo that. Undone! I love that. So, northeast. This is another access corridor like the one you discovered outside the probe ship when it docked with the artifact. The corridor is about 10 meters long. One end connects to the hull of your transport. The other end terminates in a heavy bulkhead. A metal door is set into the bulkhead in the northeast. It is closed. Push button. You lean on the button, which gives way with a satisfying click. Ancient machinery grinds to life and the door slides open. We haven't been here in a long time, guys. You hear a whisper call from above. You look up and see Diana gesturing frantically from the storage area. Quickly, you climb the ladder. Huh. I can't believe you came back. Hell, I can't believe you're still alive. How'd you get here? We're still in Tau space, aren't we? No one's ever pulled off a Tau space intercept before. The terrorists certainly weren't expecting it. They didn't even post a guard in the docking bays. But never mind all that. My curiosity can wait. We still got big problems. Let me catch you up on what happened since you left. The terrorist leader was furious at losing you. He tore apart half the ship before calming down. I escaped into the zoos with a crystal rod. They don't even know I'm on board. Every once in a while, I broke cover and scouted around. The ship is still headed for the Kugelblitz. What a frustrating word to say. Kugelblitz. The leader wants to make a present of it to his assassin buddies, so he's been trying to figure out how to get everything working. He's convinced that you had everything up and running before you left, so he decided to gather up all the stuff that you left behind. For days, he's been carrying it all around in a security case, going from room to room, trying to get the machines to work. Today he's in the aft section. That's why I'm holed up here. He had 2 guards secure the area while he went into room where the dead men used to live. He's been tinkering around with the stuff in there for hours. He posted 1 guard outside the bulkhead directly to the north of here, and the other is in the corridor just outside that room with the couch in it. So, we know exactly where all these people are, so there's no reason for us to be walking into a trap and getting our face shot off. Speaking of the couch, I was forced to hide in that room once, while a party of terrorists walked by. When I was squatting behind the couch itself, I must have bumped something because the thing powered on. It's incredible. It's some kind of telepathic device. I lay down on it, and suddenly I was inside the head of one of the terrorists. With just a flip of a mental switch, I could shift from mind to mind. I saw what they saw, and I could hear what they were thinking. It was amazing. I think I could have talked with them too, but I was afraid it would give me away. I don't know what your plans are, but mine are to stay alive, even though that won't mean much when we reach the assassins. You seem to work best when you're alone, so I'm going to head back to the zoos and stay out of your way. Good luck. Dan disappears down the ladder, holding the crystal rod. You follow her into the cargo bay. By the time you get there, she's gone. Your score's gone up by 15. Hoo-wee! You know what? Let's save. Let's save for reals. P13. Because that's a really good place to stop. But just to show you what happens if you walk into a place where there's a dude. He says in the north. There he is. A uniformed terrorist leans against the wall, holding a nasty-looking laser rifle. The terrorist guard sees you enter, casually unshoulders his laser rifle, and burns several holes in you. You lose count after the 7th. So yeah. That won't work. And equally going east to where the dead men were. Terrorist leaders here, squatting over strip terminal. You see a safe here. In the safe, you see a hypo unit, an animal skin, an auto dog, and a crystal cube. The hypo unit has a hypo needle, a hypo toggle, a green dial, and a blue dial. The terrorist leader stands up and stares at you with a look of surprise. It slowly changes to an evil smile. He doesn't say a word, but produces a small pistol and fires it at you. So yeah. Obviously, we are not ready to be spotted. Actually, I'm curious. Yeah. Turn on prototype. I'm pretty sure this will not work, which is why I'm... Well, it definitely won't work if I can't spell right. Turn on prototype. Go east. So I'm supposedly invisible. Oh, no, he still sees me even invisible. Wait, am I wearing it? Wear prototype. Turn on prototype, which probably is already on. Alright, now let's go east. Okay, so now he doesn't see me, but I think if I take safe, you assume the terrorist leader is either much stronger than you or he had help in moving the safe. Take all. You reach in the chest and attempt to extract the hypo unit from the pile of stuff inside the safe. The rustling causes the terrorist leader to look over towards you. You jump back from the safe, and after a moment the terrorist returns his tinkering, etc., etc. Either way, doesn't matter. I've already saved. We're gonna pretend none of this has happened. Yeah, so that's it for today. This is pretty much the end game, folks. So next video is probably gonna be the last one. So yeah, until then, ta-ta. I'm playing a game.